if you're still curious, we do have some laminated cards with each of the different species, and on the back it's got a range and it'll show where they go. So we can check that out. So I'm going to kind of walk through the crowd here and you can get a nice, good, close look at it. This is a young one. It's got yellow eyes. Next year it'll have orange eyes. The year after it'll have red eyes. Its striping in the front is going to change to bars, and the back is going to turn slate gray. Any bigger, but it is going to change. All right. Put it over here so you can see. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to slide around. Have a good look. Pretty cool, huh?
Yep.
We're a private nonprofit, and adoption, or not adoption, but donation is where we get all of our funding through our merchandise sales or our donation box memberships and Adopt a Raptor. This bird adopts for $100 because they're pretty special birds. And you get your picture taken with it, you get to release it. We'll send you the pictures. We'll write down the band number on its leg so that if it's ever recaught or if they find the band, we'll get a hold of you. All right, and then you can,
He's looking down the ridge already.
we do this. Sam is one of our volunteers, and it's a perk of being a volunteer that he gets to hold the bird and let it go.
Since nobody else wants.
Because we would not be able to survive without our volunteers. Okay, so we're going to do a training shot like in basketball. All right. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay?
You ready?
Let's all come together. 1, 2, 3. A member of the Buteo group, and they have big, broad, soaring wings. There are a lot of red-tailed hawks in the Midwest. They like the open fields and stuff. They eat a lot of small mammals. They'll eat snakes, they eat rabbits, they eat mice, they eat all kinds of little things that they can find out in the fields. So they'll soar above the fields, or they'll sit on like telephone poles or tall trees, branches of trees, and they'll just watch. They have, man, this is a big bird. They have big, broad, soaring wings.
Look at the size of the
And
bird. Yeah.
one of the things that, two of the things that you can look for when you see birds soaring around as you're driving down the interstate or wherever, but not only if you're a passenger.
Blood one.
Too late.
Yeah. Often you'll see the belly band, but not always. They have really cool tongues. And because this is an aggressive pose that it's giving me here. That one's a little more mellow. And when they open their mouth like that, sometimes they also really put up their hackles, and they may not because of the wind, but they have their mouth open like that. And I'm going to come around and show you there are 2 barbs on its tongue that are pointed back into its mouth. So if they've stripped off a piece of rabbit or whatever, or if they have a small little vole that they're trying to eat and it's maybe still struggling, those barbs can help keep that meal of his going the right direction. So I'm going to just kind of walk around here and you can take a look. There's also a hole in the back of its tongue, and it connects to its trachea. So that's what that is. And we'll see whether it'll keep its mouth open. All right. That was. They do. They have a green. Oh, there's a word for that. I'm not coming up with it, but it's green on red tails. It's more yellowish on a lot of the falcons. It's green on red tails. You see the barbs on the tongue?
Yeah, wow.
Oh,
Look at that hole in it.
And the hole. I know.
Huge.
The hole.
See the band? She said it's his trachea.
I believe, they can breathe.
They should be able to breathe. It's a
Hey
turtle.
guys, would you like to take a look?
Isn't that just
Okay,
amazing?
do you want it here? Do you want to touch it? No, no. It's right there.
How come they don't try to bite you when you're holding them?
Red tails are pretty decent about not trying to bite. There are other species that really try to bite. Merlins are tough. They try to bite, and if they do get you, they hurt. So, in the back of its tongue.
Yeah, look at it.
All right, so you guys want to give me your hand?
Oh, that neat.
How about you?
Here you go. What kind of is this?
These are red tails.
Oh, beautiful. Look how big they are. You can see them like when they're on the
They're
head.
really soft. Alice?
Just touch the right part.
Yeah. You can even with your fingers.
Oh, for neat. Thanks, Gail.
They were after them and captured a few minutes ago.
Really?
So it's part of our research is to capture them and then we put these bands on. And then it's sort of recaptured and more concepts so that we can get migration pattern information and sex and age and population dynamics information. So this is a wild. It is.
So how did you capture them?
We have banding stations here, so it's just a cleared out area in the woods. And then we have mist nets, and underneath those nets we have lures that look like injured birds. So they're thinking that they're going to get a nice, free, and easy meal. So they swoop down and get caught in these nets. So,
And for you, if you could just, because I'm with the Hunt Ridge camera. Okay. If you could face me and keep your back still.
Okay. Okay. All right. Just up. All right. All right. Okay.
You guys ready? We're gonna count to three.
Three boys.
1,
2,
3.
Good trip, thank you. Just straight up, right? Okay, I'll never forget you.
1, 2, 3.
Yesterday's flight was,
Heard that owls can
was red.
they can't really, but they can go about 3
Relatively low. A lot. I mean,
raptors can do that.
yesterday,
So
yeah,
when
yesterday
they're
I started one
chasing
morning.
after. Okay, so take a look at the long tail. It's really long compared to the wings. So short rounded wings for flying through forests, long tail for steering. You can, let's see if it'll focus here. So see what it can do with its neck? Well, sometimes they never do. Be quiet.
Where's the food bun?
We have our adaptation for helping them catch what they need to catch and stay healthy. So, Ralph, you're on. We'll give him the band number. He's gonna get his picture taken with the bird. He's gonna let the bird go. We're gonna write down the band number. If this bird is ever recaught or they find the band, we'll let Ralph know. And it's a great way, and thank you, Ralph, of supporting Hawk Ridge. We're a private nonprofit. We don't get any federal money or university money. Okay. All right, you guys are going to count to 3. You're going to do a granny shot. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right over
It's a nice one to see. This one has pretty dark coloration. I'm gonna walk around so you can see its eyes. Even saw those other ones that had quite yellow eyes. This one has kind of darker eyes. They're already starting to turn. It's one of the signs of their age. Although this one is still a juvenile, so it was just born a few months ago, but it still has kind of darker eyes. Really, really beautiful one.
Yes.
Eyes there. Oh, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Of those thermals that we're always talking about, you know, when you see birds that are circling higher and higher and higher, that's just the thermal, so that warm rising column of air that these birds are taking advantage of, so that they don't have to expend a lot of energy while they're migrating. So the ratio is for every 1 mile that they glide up in that thermal, when they get out of the thermal, they can glide for 7 miles without having to flap their wings once. So they're very good at saving their energy because there's not a lot of food sometimes, so they need to save as much energy as they possibly can while they're migrating hundreds or even thousands of miles on this trip in the fall. Feisty, which is good to know. Then see that really broad, wide wing in comparison to that goshawk that was just up here that kind of had that short, rounded wing we were talking about. So you can tell that that big, long, broad wing is built for soaring. And you can tell that the tail, in comparison to the feet, is a lot shorter compared to that goshawk that was just up here. So these are the birds built for soaring, whereas that goshawk is built for maneuvering throughout the woods and chasing after grouse or the snowshoe hares, whereas these ones are going to be like cats when they hunt, I like to think. So they'll just kind of sit and they'll just wait for their prey to actually come to them a lot of times, and they'll pounce upon it like a cat does a lot of times. And these ones aren't really picky eaters like that goshawk will eat almost exclusively those snowshoe hare and those grouse birds. This one can eat birds, mammals, reptiles, amphibians. Not really a picky eater for this guy. Snakes, yes. Yeah. So very interesting. So that's one of the reasons why you see them along the side of the road a lot of times, is that they're just waiting for just about anything to come across that road so that they get a nice easy meal for them. For those other birds like that goshawk, that's quite yellow. But for red-tailed, it seems like it kind of has that green tinge to it. I'm not sure the reason why behind that. I'll try and look that up and get back to you.
All right.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give you the band number.
One, two, three.